Hey guys, it's Courtney here with King Realty and Management. I hope you guys are having a great day. Today, we are going to talk about a big scam involving deeds, okay? Before I jump into it, make sure you visit us, kingrealtytx.com. One of my attorney clients and dear friends sent me an article from WFAA.com, and it was talking about how there is one guy in particular, but it references a couple of other people that have done this. One guy in particular is currently in Dallas County Jail. And he's been signing somehow, only God knows, deeds on properties that he doesn't really own. He's been signing the ownership of the properties over to either him, his family, or a company that he's affiliated with, right? You're like, how in the world does somebody do that? I am not about to teach that here. But what I am gonna tell you about is if you are buying a home or an investment property, it can even be a commercial property. This applies. How do you ensure that this doesn't happen to you or this doesn't affect you? So let's talk about it, okay? So the first thing that comes to mind, and I actually know of a few people, especially new investors, that are just like eager to get a deal, where they're so eager to buy this property because it's such a great deal. Red flag number one, okay? If anybody is pressuring you to buy something, take a very, very long pause, okay? So I've seen these guys get under all of this pressure to capitalize on a deal and buy a house very quickly, okay? Maybe they go through a notary service and some person that they don't know, nor are they asking the questions, are drafting up this paperwork and getting you to sign, but you don't have a clue. That's red flag number two. So red flag number one, it was being pressured to buy something. Red flag number two is you don't have a clue as to what you're signing. You're signing with a random person that you don't know, that more likely than not is not a legitimate company, but they have a notary stamp, okay? Sidebar, just because somebody has a notary stamp doesn't mean they're necessarily a licensed notary. You'll see in the article, I'll tag it here below. I also posted it yesterday in preparation for this video. In the article, people were using fake notary stamps, y'all. This is crazy. So those are kind of all the red flags that I just highlighted. How you really ensure that something fraudulent or scammy doesn't happen to you, especially when it comes to real estate, you've got to use a title company. Point blank, period. If you don't know what a title company is, it is a third party. They're completely neutral to the transaction, and they're making sure that the transaction itself is legit, right? They're also checking to make sure that whoever you're buying this property from is the rightful owner, okay? Now, they're in the same article, if you guys read, there is a lady that's interviewed where she actually bought a property legitimately, legally, at a title company, but then later found out that the owner who they thought was the owner wasn't, and it was all this fraudulent stuff. Now, in her case, yeah, it was a pain. It's a pain to go through. It's a big mess, but she went through a title company when she bought that property. And so that was her saving grace, guys, because a title company, not only are you using them for the transaction, but they're issuing a title policy, okay? And the title policy is basically title insurance to make sure that, number one, you're buying the right property, and number two, that you're buying it and everything is on the up and up. There's no liens on the property, nothing crazy, but everything is on the up and up. So lucky for this lady, even though there was some fraudulent things happening before she bought it, she had title insurance. So she filed a claim with her title insurance company, and they ended up having to pay whoever off and make sure that she's a rightful owner. So she didn't have to come out of pocket and pay for something that she had no clue about. That's why you get title insurance, okay? So in the article, it talks about how different counties, like Dallas County, they highlight in the article, Tarrant County, even Harris County, there's no real method that the county uses to verify who's recording these documents, if the notary that's used on these documents is valid. There's nothing in place. And honestly, because there hasn't been anything in place for such a long time, I have a feeling it's pretty hard for them to implement something like that. And maybe not hard, but costly. I don't know. So is there still a possibility when you're buying a house that this could take place? Yes. It's been a scam going around for a long time. And this actually happened quite a bit when the market crashed and there were so many houses that were vacant and or foreclosed on or abandoned or whatever, where this happened. Heck, in the article that I tagged below, a city mortgage executive fell victim to one of these. So I don't know what the average home buyer is going to be able to do if it happened before they bought the property. But I know that if you get title insurance, that is the kind of number one thing that you can do to protect yourself, okay? I even know of a person that was duped and ended up buying a property and got to keep the property even though the person that sold it to him didn't rightfully own the property, but he also inherited or bought like $30,000 worth of tax liens. And if I remember correctly, whoever it was somehow associated with the county. So, I mean, we all know that there's some inside stuff going on, right? In a lot of different government entities, so I'm not going to implicate any county, but you just got to be careful, guys. If you are buying a home and do not have representation, don't know what you're signing, don't know what the process should be, make sure you reach out to somebody, okay? We service the Dallas-Fort Worth and the Houston market. Even if we don't represent you, but you just have a quick question, by all means, comment below. Direct message us. We are here to help. I never like to see or hear about people going through these things. And while you can't guarantee 100% that this won't happen to somebody, there are a lot of precautions, and that's what your representative does, right? That's what we do when we represent buyers and sellers. So anyway, I hope this is helpful. I hope you guys have a great rest of the week. Happy Thanksgiving. Until next time, I'll talk to you later.